Hello, my name is Rowlands and I'm a nutritional balancing practitioner, and in this video I want to talk about Accutane and sexual health. Now, I don't really think it's talked about too much on the internet, but Accutane can seriously damage people's sexual health. I took Accutane 10 years ago, over 10 years ago now, and it really crippled me. I already had some health problems, but Accutane was kind of the nail in the coffin, really. Crippling depression, massive anxiety, derealization, detachment, and of course severe sexual health issues. Now, some of the issues that happen in terms of sexual health and Accutane in men, so it's inability to get erections, really low libido. Probably the worst one is feeling absolutely terrible after ejaculating, for example. This can last for a week, 2 weeks, where people feel suicidal, just complete malaise, just really feeling down in the dumps, and a variety of other sexual health issues, but they're the main three, really. So when people take Accutane, it does a lot of things. It's a very powerful drug. It's a synthetic form of vitamin A. And what we found in the people I work with is that it severely reduces people's zinc levels. A lot of people, for example, end up getting jaw issues, TMJ. That's because zinc is in its highest form, most condensed form in the jaw, and the jaw tends to deteriorate. And we really need zinc for our sexual health. The issue is a lot of people these days are already low in zinc without taking anything like Accutane. So Accutane basically just completely clears out people's zinc. And the issue is with that is that once your zinc is low, that generally means that you also suffer from other things like adrenal fatigue and liver dysfunction, digestive issues, that will all need to be addressed before the zinc returns to a good level. So this is the issue that we find when dealing with Accutane and sexual health, is you can't just kind of go into certain areas of the body, or you can't just take zinc, for example, to fix this issue. That's why it's incredibly complicated, and medication is not going to do it, unfortunately. You need to go down a holistic approach, coming at all angles really, to solve this problem. It was a major issue for me. The biggest issue is ejaculating. A lot of men these days don't really get taught kind of how to go about kind of the best way to be sexual in today's world. Sexuality is thrown around quite loosely. Having a lot of masturbation is actually promoted, which I completely disagree with. So healing comes from a combination of healing the body and understanding the importance of holding on to sexual fluid anyway. So what we need to do, we need to fix the adrenal glands, we need to fix the liver, we need to re-nourish the body, which is super important. We need to give the body more bioavailable zinc, which is super important. And the way that we do this is by using a hair mineral analysis test. So what we do is we offer these tests to people. We get to see people's mineral levels, and from that we can see all different sorts of things, including the zinc level. We can see how people's adrenal glands are functioning, how people's thyroid gland is functioning, if the person is full of other toxic metals, which they usually are, notably things like mercury, lead, aluminium. All these will be contributing to ill health, ill mental health, which often is linked in with Accutane. So basically, once we've got them results back, then we will give you a full healing program, which is going to consist of things like diet, detoxification procedures, specific supplement that is catered for your specific mineral levels at that time, meditation, counselling, and it's a process of rebuilding the body, rejuvenating the body. Now, what happens in this process is we try and tell people to don't masturbate, hold on to your sexual fluids. It's important to realize that when you start something like the Nutritional Balancing Program, you will begin to understand a lot of things that maybe you didn't resonate with in the past. The world that we live in these days, in my opinion, promotes things in a very unhealthy way. And there's a big lie that people get told about health and well-being and things like that. And the human body is a very, very powerful and capable machine. And when we start to heal the body properly, we begin to realise that maybe the powers that be, don't generally have our best interests at heart. And by healing ourselves, we begin to have much more respect for ourselves and much more respect for our body. And one of the ways of respecting ourselves is actually respecting our sexual nature. And it's important to understand that we have a lot of energy built up in our sexual arena. And whenever we release that energy, whenever we ejaculate and just kind of release it unwillingly, we're releasing we're releasing incredibly rich nutrients, incredibly rich minerals. We're kind of just throwing aside this sacredness of sexuality as if it's quite meaningless. And what I say, it's important to hold on to that, because the more you hold on to this sexual energy, this sexual fluid, you'll begin to feel much better about yourself and feel much vibrant. So what I say to people that are struggling with Accutane is that the first thing we need to do is we need to fix the body. So that's going to make you feel good, feel much better, increase your libido, and overcome these sexual health issues. But on another note, it's also important to realise that once you've got this energy back, it's not a case of just throwing it all away again. It's a new approach to living. It's really important, and it's really important to respect sexuality and ejaculation, and to try and hold on to things as much as possible, because it will really do you well in giving you this vibrancy, because there's a lot of energy built up in there. When I hold on to my sexual fluid, which obviously I do these days, it makes me more passionate about life. It makes me see sex and sexuality much more sacredly. I don't watch porn anymore, which is just a fantasy land that we get sucked into these days, and it makes you appreciate women more, for example. So that's what I would like to say to people who are watching this video. You can get over these sexual issues. Sometimes it's a bit of a journey for some people. You know, it's not something that generally happens overnight. It is going to take a few months. Sometimes it takes a couple of years, because the damage that Accutane does is so important. So if you are struggling with sexual health after taking Accutane, or struggling with sexual health in general, usually it's related to similar issues, then please get in touch. My email is lewis, Lewis, @deephealingspace.com. Please send me an email, or feel free to give me a call on +447 961 805 129. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.